The sun slips below the horizon, and suddenly the medieval world does not dim, it vanishes. No streetlights, no glowing windows, no phone screens cutting through the black. Just darkness so complete it feels alive, pressing against skin and stone. Here is the mystery. For most of human history, night was not something people escaped from with a switch, yet societies functioned, families survived, and entire cities endured. Imagine standing in a medieval village after sunset. The stars blaze overhead, but the ground beneath your feet is invisible. One wrong step could mean a broken leg, a mugging, or worse. Darkness was not romantic, it was dangerous. Fires destroyed towns, predators roamed, and crime thrived where sight failed. And yet people lived full lives inside this nightly void. How did they cook, work, protect themselves, and keep fear from ruling every hour after dusk? The answer is not a single invention, but a web of habits, tools, and instincts shaped by centuries of necessity. Medieval darkness forced humans to understand light in ways we have forgotten. They learned how to stretch a flame, bend architecture, and even reshape sleep itself to survive the night. This is not a story about candles alone. It is about how humanity learned to negotiate with darkness instead of conquering it, and what that forgotten negotiation still teaches us today. To understand medieval nights, you must first abandon the modern idea that night is leisure time. For medieval people, darkness was a boundary, not an extension of the day. Most activities slowed or stopped because light was precious, dangerous, and exhausting to maintain. Towns closed their gates. Curfews rang from church bells. Streets emptied not from boredom, but from survival instinct. Inside homes, light came from rushlights, oil lamps, tallow candles, and open hearths, each with its own cost. Tallow candles smoked, smelled and consumed valuable animal fat. Oil lamps required careful trimming and constant attention. Even firewood burned faster at night when doors and shutters were sealed against cold and wind. So people rationed light the way we ration fuel in a crisis. Darkness shaped social order. Taverns glowed as islands of light, while alleys became traps. Wealth was visible at night because only the rich could afford abundant illumination. Castles and monasteries glimmered faintly while peasant homes flickered briefly, then surrendered to shadow. This scarcity forced adaptation. Work shifted to daylight hours. Evening tasks became communal, clustered around a single flame. Storytelling, prayer, and quiet conversation replaced constant motion. Medieval people did not fight the night hour by hour. They structured life to minimize their exposure to it. Darkness became a schedule enforcer long before clocks ever existed. Here is the clever part. Medieval people didn't just create light, they engineered darkness to work for them. Homes were designed to trap and reflect firelight. Whitewashed walls bounced glow deeper into rooms. Low ceilings concentrated heat and illumination. Hearths were positioned, so flames lit faces rather than wasted light upward. Even the shape of a room mattered. Narrow spaces meant a single candle could serve many eyes. Outdoors, torches were built thick and slow-burning, using resin-rich wood to extend flame time. Lanterns enclosed candles in horn or oiled cloth, not glass, creating windproof light long before modern materials. But the most overlooked adaptation was sleep itself. Many people practiced segmented sleep, resting for several hours, waking briefly around midnight, then sleeping again. This waking period wasn't insomnia. It was intentional. Fires were checked, animals tended, prayers said, and quiet work done while the world was still. Darkness also trained the senses. People learned to navigate by memory, sound, and smell. Footpaths were known by texture under bare feet. Bells, dogs, and watchmen replaced streetlights. Darkness was mapped mentally, not visually. These techniques worked because they accepted darkness as permanent. Instead of flooding the night with light, medieval people learned to sip it carefully, shaping habits around flame, shadow, and time. In our modern world, we erase darkness aggressively, and the cost is easy to miss. Artificial light disrupts sleep, wastes energy, and disconnects us from natural rhythms. Medieval solutions suddenly feel relevant again. Passive lighting principles, reflective surfaces, and compact room design are now cornerstones of energy-efficient architecture. Lantern-style lighting and warm, focused illumination reduce glare and conserve power. Even segmented rest has resurfaced in sleep science, reminding us that waking at night is not always a malfunction. The medieval habit of clustering evening activities around a single light mirrors modern ideas of intentional living and reduced energy consumption. Off-grid communities and survivalists still rely on oil lamps, firelight management, and light discipline nearly identical to medieval practice. More importantly, medieval darkness teaches psychological resilience. Fear thrives in unfamiliar darkness, but fades when darkness becomes routine. Modern anxiety often mirrors medieval night panic, the sense of vulnerability when control disappears. By learning to function calmly with less light, less stimulation, and fewer distractions, people regained a sense of agency. Medieval nights were not about conquering darkness. They were about coexisting with it intelligently. In a world facing energy shortages, climate concerns, and digital burnout, these old strategies offer a quieter, smarter way forward, one that values adaptation over excess. Medieval nights remind us of a truth we often forget. Darkness is not the enemy, ignorance is. People survived without electricity because they understood limits and worked within them. They respected fire, rationed light, and allowed night to change their behavior rather than resisting it. This created rhythms of rest, reflection, and community that modern life has nearly erased. Today, we light everything all the time, yet feel more restless, more tired, and more disconnected. The medieval world shows that less illumination can sometimes mean more clarity. When light is precious, moments matter. Conversations slow, sleep deepens, awareness sharpens. The night stops being wasted time and becomes a different kind of space. This isn't a call to abandon technology, but an invitation to rethink our relationship with darkness, to use light intentionally instead of endlessly, to remember that for centuries humanity thrived by negotiating with the night rather than overpowering it. If this forgotten wisdom sparked something in you, consider carrying it forward, share it, explore it, and keep learning how the past still quietly shapes the way we survive the present.